place unrooted, ready to rise and glow.
Today, I'm walking you through repotting my Alocasia Golden Bone, a plant that is dramatic, gorgeous, and apparently ready to burst out of this pot like it's paying rent. Before choosing a new pot, here are the big things that I consider: the current pot size, the root growth, how many plants or corms are in the current pot, and the plant's overall size. With all that in mind, we're going from a 4-inch pot to a 7-inch pot, since there are 4 golden bone plants in here acting like roommates in a studio apartment. I pre-mixed a chunky but moisture-retentive blend using Organic Mechanics Premium Blend as my base. Then I added cocoa coir, orchard bark, and large perlite to help with airflow and drainage. This mix is peat-free and already contains compost and worm castings, perfect for alocasias, which absolutely love organic matter, almost as much as they love being dramatic. Let's talk roots. This thing is root bound, like really root bound. The roots have basically formed a tight little spiral, and it's cute, but it's also a sign that it's long overdue for more space. I'm gently teasing out the soil and loosening the coils so these roots can spread into their fresh new home. Think of it as a spa day, but for plants. I pre-filled the new pot about halfway so that the plant sits roughly half an inch below the rim. That gives me room to backfill and prevents soil from spilling everywhere, which I personally appreciate because cleanup is the part of plant care that I enjoy the least. And yes, I forgot to add my bios fertilizer, my systemic granules, and my mycorrhizae. My bad, but it's not too late, so I'm adding them now. No shame at all. This step is actually really important because mycorrhizae, it helps the roots adjust a lot faster. It reduces risk of transplant shock, and bios, it gives the plant a steady flow of nutrients from day one. Best of all, systemic granules, it helps keep those horrible fungus gnats from moving in and claiming squatter rights. These 3 additives will make your plant feel right at home in their new home. I ran out of my pre-made mix, so I had to make another quick batch to finish filling this pot. So I had 2 cups of soil, a half a cup of orchard bark, and a third of a cup of large chunky perlite. And this time, I didn't forget to add my bios and my systemic granules. I did a quick little mix, and that gave me exactly what I needed to fill the remainder of this pot. Now, I'm backfilling around the plant with the rest of the soil, making sure that I tuck it in gently between the roots. Sometimes you got to give it a little tap on the side, and sometimes you got to give a little shake at the top to make sure it gets into all the right places. And because I really don't play around with fungus gnats, I'm adding a little more systemic granules on the top for added protection. And if a gnat thinks about landing on this plant, not today. And if you didn't think I was serious about my gnat control, I really am. Because for the final level of gnat protection, I'm adding a layer of crushed granite, also sold as chicken grit. This stuff is basically a gnat force field. With this layer on top, fungus gnats simply do not bother me. Next, I'm giving the plant a good drink. This helps to settle the soil, it activates the fertilizer and the mycorrhizae, and let's be real, it just makes the plant look instantly happier. And while it drains for about 5 to 10 minutes, I'm doing some leaf care. It's a little tedious, but it helps with the pest prevention. And honestly, I do it because I just love a shiny, sparkling leaf. And if my plants are going to be dramatic, they might as well be glamorous. And that's it. Fresh soil, more space, no gnats, and a very pampered golden bone. If only repotting myself were this easy.